Hello and welcome to episode 68 of Need a Miracle Sports and Gambling Podcast with your hosts Tracy
and Josh.
Miracle. Today we'll be doing a little NCAA and NFL as usual.
All right, let's start off with the records. Trace here sitting at 85, 78, and 3 against the spread on the year. That's every game, every week. I'm sitting at 81, 82, and 2. I don't know your NCAA record off the top of my head.
Let's just get right into it because I know you're gonna want to talk about that first. So before we go into this week, let's talk a little bit about last week. Said it on here. I believe it was Wednesday we did the podcast.
No points.
Said it Saturday. Didn't want points. Michigan money line, easy money line. They just dismantled Ohio State. Took their pride from them. Took their manhood.
Aiden Hutchinson literally might have pushed that left tackle Petty. Fran, or however you say his name, he might not even be a first-round draft pick after that performance. I mean, he was jumping off sides, holding. Aiden Hutchinson's job got to be the top 1-2 DN.
And I told you that
combo,
the DNs were going to cause havoc, and C.J. Stroud wasn't going to be able to throw deep.
Yeah.
And those receivers, the corners for Michigan did a good job keeping.
Well, don't forget, C.J. Stroud was sick. He was sick, all right? He made sure he said he was sick.
Well, that doesn't mean anything for the Ohio State defense, who just got ran over continuously.
Haskins, 5 tutties.
You run plays and you know what's coming, and you still can't stop it. It's not good. So
great win for my guys. I'm not going to sit here and lie and bullshit anyone. I was nervous, straight nervous, until the clock said 0-0. I didn't care. I wasn't hearing nothing. I wanted all the smoke, though. All the Ohio State fans that were talking all that shit were nowhere to be found on Saturday. I posted on my Facebook Live. I wanted all the smoke.
Yeah, I love the Jim Harbaugh quote. What was it? Some people stand on third base and think they got a triple.
Yep.
Referring to
some people.
Urban Meyer doing all the work at Ohio State and Ryan Day taking
the credit,
the reins, and the credit.
And he's 1-1 against us. Ryan Day's 1-1 against us. We didn't play him last year. He beat our ass the year before, or he beat Michigan's ass the year before, and this year he got slapped around.
Okay, so let's get into some NCAA football for this week, championship weekend.
I got some good matchups for you. I'm going to start with my 3, all in the top 25 conference, and conference matchups. This is probably going to be one of the better games of the day right here. Oklahoma State versus Baylor. I'm riding with Oklahoma State, minus 5.5. I like Oklahoma State. I've been riding with them all year. I think they're a good team. Baylor's sort of too iffy for me. They're up and down, so I don't really want to put my money with them for that reason alone. You know what I mean? This could be a very high-scoring game, though, too. On the other end, I know you like to do a lot of over-under stuff that you usually touch on here. I usually try to stick right to it. Next game for me is going to be Georgia versus Bama. Bama just is not the same team we've seen. I know they're fighting for their life, but Georgia's just going to be too much. I think what Bama does well is run the ball and hit short passes, where Georgia can match that. Georgia has very athletic players. Their defense line is very good. Jordan Davis, that's his name. I believe Jordan Davis is his first name. Or Jordan's his first name, Davis, number 99, big boy. He shuts shit down. I believe he's going to be a top 15 draft pick for a reason, and he's going to really show what he's got against Bama. This next game I'm going to get into a little bit more. For the first time in I don't know how long, we're not seeing Clemson in this game, thankfully. It's nice to see just different teams here and there. So I'm going to go with Wake Forest, and that's my pick versus Pitt.
Take the over in this game.
Yeah, the over is what right now, like 65, I think?
Yeah, it could be 80, I would think. Yep. There's no defense.
Well, for me, there's 2 very equal teams here. Stats-wise, you look it up and down, they're very, very equal. They don't do stuff. They do stuff very similar. But for me, what really stood out here and what's going to win the battle for Wake Forest is the turnovers. If you look at Wake Forest, they're plus 11 in turnovers. Pitt is, I think, 4.5 or something like that, which isn't bad. But for me, I just think, you know what I mean? Like you said, a high-scoring game, shootout. You could see a lot of turnovers. I expect Wake Forest to come out on the other end of that. Both 2 good quarterbacks, though, and Hartman and Pickett. Both are going into the draft this year, I believe. Obviously not going to be super high picks. Pickett might be second, third round in there somewhere. But I really like this kid they got at Wake Forest, Hartman.
Yeah, my college picks, I got the same game as you here to start off, Oklahoma State and Baylor. I'm also going with Oklahoma State.
I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, minus the 5.5. The reason being is I like Oklahoma State even if Baylor's starting quarterback plays. That's iffy. The backup might play, so I think you're, kind of, if you like Oklahoma State, obviously take them, and you even have the advantage of maybe the backup plays. So I think they can beat them with the starter pretty easily. They just got a really good defense. They're going to score a little bit. Baylor's kind of, their season's over, and Oklahoma State's got a lot to play for. Definitely some nerves early on from Oklahoma State, I think, because they kind of notoriously choke. I remember, I think Blackman was there.
When they were absolutely loaded.
Yeah.
It wasn't Blackman, Rudolph, Washington. It was all them at once.
I think so. They were all.
I don't think Blackman. I think I'm thinking of two different eras here.
Intermixed, but but that's the only nerves on my side is Oklahoma State kind of notoriously chokes a little bit, but different team. They're not just firepower on offense. They're really, really, really good defensively. Defense wins championships, and I think that's the statement of the day here. I am also taking another game that you took, but I'm on the opposite side. I'm going Alabama plus the 6. I know it's crazy.
6.5.
6.5, even better. I know it's crazy, and it's Georgia, it's Georgia's year. Well, Nick Saban owns Kirby Smart, and he owns Georgia. It's just the truth. I hate Alabama more than anyone, trust me. But they got athletes too. They got good defensive players. They got a really good defense. They got a quarterback that's looking to prove to win the Heisman. They got Menchie, a very good receiver, a couple other guys in there. They're good too. I think it's a field goal game. I don't know if Alabama wins, but listen, they're not going to go down without a fight. They might be just a little less talented than normal, but they're going to rise to the occasion. Something I believe in is repeated success. So the freshmen on Alabama last year played in this game and won this game. Georgia did not. The sophomores, or the sophomores and the juniors and the seniors have played this game 2 or 3 times. So I just like Alabama. I just can't bet against them with the plus 6.5. Tom Brady era, you don't get rich betting against the Patriots. Nick Saban era, you don't get rich betting against Alabama. I'm sticking with that theory, and I think it's just a close game, and Alabama might even shock the world and get a win.
Well, I need Bama to lose. So I mean that.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
I need Bama out of the college playoffs. If Bama loses this game, all right, hear me out. If Bama loses this game, boom, since he comes up to 3, right? Oklahoma State, Notre Dame, one of them slide into 4. Michigan then plays Cincy in the college football playoffs. I like their chances a heck of a lot better against Cincinnati. Cincinnati, yes, a very good team. Cincinnati's losing their coach, though. I think once a lot of people hear that, you sort of almost not lose a locker room, but, morale sort of drops. The younger. Yeah, I thought he was going to Notre Dame.
Oh, I don't know if that's official. I haven't heard anything.
Oh, I thought it was. All right, so if it's not, it's in the works anyway. But for me, you know what I mean? I just want to see Cincy in the playoffs or Bama. Bama obviously is a great team, not to knock them. I just think Georgia's firepower is better, and I have that in my heart as per part of the reason I took Georgia.
And then my last game, a lot of talk, and I think it's crazy talk, that Oregon is just gonna form a defense and stop this crazy Utah.
The 2.5, I didn't understand that line.
Well, and revenge, and Oregon's pissed off that they ruined their season. They ruined their season because Oregon really hasn't played many football teams that are good, and Utah's just absolutely rolling right now. You're getting them at minus 2.5. They just obliterated them, and I know Utah has a big home field advantage, but I mean they just absolutely decimated them, and I don't think anything's different here. Neutral field, I think Utah is just gonna roll Oregon, so I love that pick. That would be, we do lock of the weeks in NFL. I think that would be my lock for this.
Right.
Take that.
Another game to watch for you guys that are just college football junkies and want something more. The Appalachian State game against Louisiana. For some reason, Appalachian State is favored. They're giving up points.
Well, Louisiana just lost their coach, just like you said. So Sonny Dykes.
That's all right.
He went to.
And he left already. He's gone.
Yeah.
No. He did?
Yeah, I can't remember where. TCU.
Yeah. All right, so that makes sense then, because I didn't know that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't look into it. I saw that line and just sort of stayed away from it. But I really liked the line. Obviously, I liked Louisiana getting 2.5. Even with losing their coach, I think that's still a team that, for what they have, is a very good team. They obviously, you know what I mean. They're down there in SEC land. They're competing with all them guys. They still manage to bring in good recruits. I think, over the last 2 years, they've been in the top 25, if I'm not mistaken. They're a good program. They're a good football team. Losing their coach, that's hard. And I went against the team just now for that reason. But hopefully they pull through. And like I said, I like getting the 2.5. I think they're a very talented team, even with losing him. So let's kick it off here. Let's hop into this.
Time to get your ass beat for another week.
Yeah. Probably. I don't know what I was doing this week. I think I'm on all the favors here. So Thursday night football, we got Dallas versus New Orleans. New Orleans is getting 6.5 at home. I'm still taking Dallas. CeeDee Lamb's back. Amari Cooper's back. They're trying to make a statement. Yes, this is a very good New Orleans defense. This is also a very good Dallas team that's getting two of not only their best offensive weapons, but two of the better offensive weapons in the NFL. So for me, it's going to be Dallas minus the 6.5.
Yeah, I was going through the Seneca Niagara Casino's app today, website, whatever you want to call it. And I just messing with some stuff. Won some nice little money at the casino the past couple of days. Was maybe trying to put some money on it, but
wait, so you can online bet now through Seneca?
No, you can put the bet in online, but you have to go there
to pick it up.
No, they have the QR code on your phone. You have to, so yeah. But and I played with it. I think it was plus 475. And I'm willing to take Dallas minus 19.5 in this game. I just, from what we saw from New Orleans last week, and I know the Bills are obviously a good football team, and so is Dallas. Apparently, they should be. New Orleans is dead. That offense is just pedestrian. No Kamara still, even if Ingram's playing.
Is Taysom Hill playing this week though?
Yeah, he is. And
he doesn't scare me. I mean, he can run the ball. But
for what he does in the run, he takes away in the pass. Right. I think he's probably a worse passer than Trevor Siemian, which is pretty hard to say. And I just think New Orleans is dead. It's a home game for them, so maybe they come out fighting. But I think if Dallas punches in the mouth, scores 7 to 10 points in the first quarter, this gets out of hand just like the Bills game did.
Yep. On to this next game here. 1 o'clock Sunday, Minnesota versus Detroit. Detroit is minus 7. I'm taking Minnesota. Minnesota's just the better team here, obviously. Is Swift back or is he out?
I believe he's back.
Okay.
I'm not sure, though.
One guy that is out, which you probably know, is Dalvin Cook. I mean, you got him in fantasy, right? You got his handcuff, right? You got Madison, though, too?
No, I don't.
Oh, I got Madison. That's right. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. I'll take
the league's over for me.
It's over for me, too, but, we're still fighting. I'm taking Minnesota minus the 7 here on the road. Detroit, it's just, you want to root for him. You want to root for Dan Campbell. It's just at this point in time, I got to worry about my record.
Yeah, my pick here says Detroit, but it's not right. I am taking Minnesota right along with you. Kirk Cousins, up and down, but he's having a pretty nice season. And like you said, Madison has really proved. I think look, because I really want him on the Bills, to be honest. I think he's got a year left on his deal, but I think he could be a huge trade target.
Yeah. Well,
for a team that's looking for a running back like the Bills, you know what I mean? You send Minnesota some nice toys there and get a good player, but that's for later talk in the offseason. I just think Detroit's a dying duck. They fight, they get beat. They fight, they get beat. And I just think, and I know I've been saying it, I just think they're going to have that letdown. Minnesota's right in the thick of the playoff race. There's no slowing down from them.
Shit, everyone's in the playoff race besides Detroit.
Yeah, but Minnesota's very talented. They got a really good team, and I think that offense is going to roll against a bad Detroit defense. Bad Detroit defense. And I just think it exponentially gets higher of a score throughout the game, and they put them away.
On to this next game here, Arizona versus Chicago. Kyler Murray should be back. That's what everything's pointing to. Whether he's going to be as mobile as he normally is, we don't know. Chicago is plus 7.5, and I am taking Arizona minus 7.5.
Reasonings why?
Reasoning why? They're just a better team. Kyler Murray's coming back. Getting a guy like that back is going to sort of elevate everyone to just play better. Obviously, it upgrades your passing offense hands down. Chicago hasn't been that good at stopping the pass. They don't have Khalil Mack. If I'm not mistaken, Hicks is still out, so that doesn't scare you. On defense, on offense, there's really nothing Chicago does that makes me nervous. going against that Arizona defense. I mean, Chandler Jones, he really holds shit down. You know what I mean? And that defense was playing not great, but they're a solid defense. They're not a slouch, and I think Chicago's one of them teams. Their play calling is not good. They're almost one-dimensional. Is Allen Robinson back this week? Not back,
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. But my thing with this week here, and I know you kind of hinted at it because you said you got a lot of favorites. And guys, obviously we're competitive, and we don't talk about our picks at all with each other. You know what I mean? During the week,
he won't even send them to me.
Yeah, I don't.
For me to print them, he sends them to my wife for her to print them, and I'm still not allowed to see them.
Yeah, so just a lot of trust issues. You know what I mean? If I'm up big on him, and then he's just gonna do all the opposite shit. You know what I mean? And not actually pick what he wants. You know, so trying to get back into it. But yeah, what I'm doing this week is taking favorites because I think a lot of the teams that are in that position to be favorites against these bad teams, it's starting to get to that week where it's playoff time. You got to put your best foot forward. You got to win these games to stay in the playoff race. Meanwhile, you know, the bumps and bruises on the linebackers of the bad teams, they're starting to get a little more sore. They're starting to care a little less. Man, Cabo's only a month away. You know, stuff like that. So I'm taking a lot of favorites this week as well. I think that's a big theme for a lot of bettors. I think it should be. I think you're going to win some money.
Well, I mean, it sounds like we're going to be right there with each other then this week. Leading into the next game, Tampa versus Atlanta. Atlanta is getting 11 points at home. I'm still going with Tampa. Yes, Tampa does have that letdown game. It's not going to be against a division rival. And as good as Tampa's been playing, they're still obviously
the Tom Brady revenge tour. They had that loss to Washington, and now he's pissed off. He's going to be hungry.
Yep. Well, I mean, either way, they're fighting for something in the NFC and in the playoff race.
You know, I'm sorry. I'm just so.
We'll get there.
I know. I just.
Who are you taking in this game?
I wish I had a fucking fast forward button.
Just give the people
this
who you're taking.
This is important too, but I'm taking Tampa.
All right, on to this next game here. Indy versus Houston. Houston is getting 10 points. I'm still taking Indy. Jonathan Taylor to run all over them. They had if I'm not mistaken, they had a letdown. Yeah, they had a letdown last week. Who'd they play that they had the letdown?
Indy?
Yeah.
They played Tampa. It wasn't a letdown. They just got beat by a better team. Yeah,
well, I mean, Jonathan Taylor was getting shut down, and that's sort of what they've been leaning on.
Well, they didn't really run with him either. They tried to throw, and it worked, and then it stopped working, and they just continue to try to do it.
Yeah.
It was a weird game, but they played well.
Well, Vita Vea being back, I mean, he's probably arguably the best run stuffer in the game right now. So, obviously, you know what I mean. You want to try to switch your game plan.
Star Tule?
Yes, I don't like Star at all. I never did, and that's part of my issue with Buffalo. We'll get to it anyway. So I'm taking Indy there minus the 10.
Yeah,
right there.
They need to win. They've been hot. Houston's not going to stop the run. Carson Wentz been playing well. I mean, Indy just got everything going for him right now. Even with the loss last week, I still think they played well.
Next game here, Philly versus the Jets. Jets are minus 7. I'm rolling with Philadelphia and Jalen Hurts. Believe it or not, this NFC playoff race is I mean, both sides, if you look at it, like 2 games put you in the playoffs and straight out of the playoffs. So everyone's still alive here, sort of. I like Philly. They have a little bit more to play for than the Jets. And I feel like Philly's been sort of finding their identity a little bit more. The Jets are still very young, still sort of banged up, and still looking for an identity.
The Jets couldn't stop the fucking run against the Bills, so they should tell you everything you need to know for this game. It's going to be Miles Sanders left. Miles Sanders. No, he got hurt, right, again? No, I'm thinking of someone else. He's good. It's all those guys. Gainwell.
Are you sure? Because Howard's supposed to get like 15 points for. Oh, that's in a different league. That's in that stupid points league.
Yeah. So Howard. I mean, all those guys. They just are gonna run all over them. It's gonna be versatile. So yeah, I don't see the Jets putting up much of a fight.
On to this next game here then. Justin Herbert versus Joe Burrow here. Joe Burrow's gonna show why he was the number 1 draft pick, coming in with minus 3 points. I expect this to be a 7 to 10 point game. Herbert looks like the only people he's throwing to lately is the other team. Joe in this offense is clicking right now. They're driving. The defense, even with having no names over there, has still been playing decent. They've actually been playing, if you watch them, pretty well, to be honest with you, for having not the big, high-powered names over there and no one really to anchor them. So I'm rolling with Cincy minus the 3.
Yeah, I feel like I got some inside knowledge on this game. And what I really mean by that is that I watched the Chargers because I bet on them last Sunday.
I watched them too.
And they look like absolute dog shit. Justin Herbert couldn't even stand on his own 2 feet most of the time.
Throwing the ball too hard.
But in saying that, it makes me go, minus 3. That's it. At home. Minus 3.
Yeah, because Cincy has no pass D.
At home. Weird.
They're not at home. They're on the road. They're in Cincy.
Yeah.
Right.
Cincy at home is minus 3.
Oh, I thought you meant... Well, you said the Chargers. You never said anything about Cincy. You didn't switch back.
Well, you got to know the fucking spread.
All right,
of the
go
game.
ahead. Go ahead, bitch.
Damn. Anyway, as I was rudely interrupted, I am taking the Chargers in an absolute shootout. I think Herbert bounces back, has a huge day. Burrow does well, but last second play maybe, last drive, Chargers win the game.
Anything, if you can get over, under, if you can get anything over, I don't know exactly what it is off the top of my head. I'm going to guess it's probably around 56 in there somewhere. Anything 54 and up, or 54 and down, I'm 100% taking the over.
Yeah, use teasers. If you guys like 3 overs or unders, use teasers, and then you know what I mean. You're really playing to Vegas' style there, and you'll probably win quite a bit. You know, you're not gonna get that parlay money, but you're still gonna get a good return.
And I feel like for us, you know what I mean. We're not giving you picks that are gonna make you rich. We're more for the average bettor, the guy on Sunday that's looking for that little bit of extra juice as to why he's watching the game. Got $20, $25, he wants to throw on something.
We say it all the time. We just want to put one thing in someone's head, you know, a week.
Right.
To just be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to drive to the casino. I'm going to go on www.mybookie.com and throw 25 on it and hopefully win. You know what I mean? Are we always right? Are you going to get mad at us because those guys are fucking assholes and the team they told me to bet on lost by 40? Yeah, it's going to happen, but you can see our records. What? You're just under 500 and I'm
you're
7 over.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we do know a little bit, and just getting the inside edge on some games is what we try to do, you know, and obviously have fun with it and just tell you what we think.
Right. Let's hop into this last game here, close out the 1 o'clock window. I'm not sure how this game's really going to go. Mike Glennon's going to be the starting quarterback for the Giants. Playing Miami in Miami. Miami is minus 4. I am still taking the New York Giants. I know Miami played really well last week. I expect them to come in and the first quarter sort of be a defensive game. The whole game is going to be a defensive game, so don't take it as I'm just saying the first quarter. I see this as a very defensive game. I like getting the 4 points here 100%. And this Giants team, I don't think they're as bad as what we think or what their record shows. They are capable. They're probably a quarterback away or so from being a very good football team. Mike Glennon is the type of quarterback that he comes in. He's not going to make the huge mistakes, stuff like that. I think they're going to try to slow the game down, try to feed Saquon a little bit more. Expect this game to be close. That's why I'm taking the Giants plus the points.
It's going to be a boring show because I'm also taking the Giants plus the points. Don't really trust Miami. Like I said, they like to play snooze fest in their home building, so I think it's going to be like that. I think the Giants keep it within the points and maybe even win the game because the Giants aren't a bad football team. They got a really good defense. Miami's got a good defense. Just a close game, and I just kind of like the Giants.
Yep.
I've been betting on them. Hit a big parlay a couple weeks ago with them in it. They were like plus something, and they were a home team. And then last week I didn't hit, but they were the only team to cover for me in the parlay. So just they're playing some good football, sneaky good though.
4 o'clock window, the hottest team in football right now, the Washington football team.
Well, that's just not true.
I'm just joking. Washington football team though versus Vegas. Vegas is minus 2.5 here. I'm going with Washington and Heineke. Believe it or not, they are starting to actually play pretty good ball. They should have, they sort of did cover. They sort of didn't cover, depending on what you got the line at. They were moving the ball very well against Seattle, though. Even though it was a low-scoring game, they should have covered. They just, I don't know, the last drive decided to let Seattle have it because it didn't matter. I don't know what that was there. I think it was Vegas sort of giving us the FU. But, you know, I'm going to keep saying it. And I'm taking the Washington football team plus 2.5 in Las Vegas.
Yeah. I'm going to give you my pick for this game, and you just reminded me saying something about Vegas. I'm going to give you a quick story real quick, just a little intermission recap, we'll call it. But I'm going Washington 2 plus 2.5. Just don't trust Vegas. They had that good game against the Cowboys. I definitely can see a big letdown here for them at home. And Washington's been playing really good football. The Raiders, up until last week, haven't. Weird line, home team line. They're basically saying it's a pick 'em. I'm picking Washington.
I think
the hotter team, as you said.
I think 100% to it is a pick 'em game. I mean, they're so close right now. One's up, one's down, one's up,
different
one's down.
Conferences,
yeah.
So it's a toss.
They're like the same team in a way. Not. I take that back. They both have the opportunity to be very good teams. I think they're both sort of right there in that limbo stage where they're a piece or two away from being the team they should be.
Damn.
You like that? Being. I'm honest.
Your elbow just cracked. Anyway.
Oh, that was my knee.
So this is like a on-topic conversation that's off-topic. As you brought up, Vegas, rigging, blah, blah, blah. Came out a couple days ago. I don't know when, but I just found out about it today. MLB, last year, 2 years ago they used juice balls. Last year they mixed in both juice balls and unjuiced balls. And no one knew which one was which, right? Apparently. So it comes out, and then, a little more digging's done. Some of the highest scoring games of the year were that White Sox-Yankees game, remember? They did in Iowa.
Yeah, the Field of Dreams.
Yeah, the Field of Dreams games.
Yeah, that was a
really
huge score. It was like 17-11 or something, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was that high, but it was definitely a lot of runs scored, a lot of home runs, the most home runs hit in a series. Crazy, right? Weird. The MLB's trying to uplift their product, but you get into betting terms like that, that's crazy. You don't know what ball they're using. It could be a dead ball the whole game. It could be a live. That affects overs, unders, all kinds of stuff. Pitching strikeouts, just weird stuff you wouldn't even think of. But he's going to look.
Oh, 9-8. 9-8, sorry.
Yeah. So
there was a game this year that was like 17 runs scored in the game.
Yeah. So I just think that's completely unfair. But we'll get back into the NFL side of things now. I just wanted the people to hear that, and I think it's bullshit.
It is, and that's why you got to pay attention. That's why, as happy as everyone's becoming that this online betting is becoming more and more a thing, and you're seeing more states do it, you got to remember, Vegas has a hand in the betting, and Vegas also has a hand in some of the games. And when I say that, I'm not saying it as like Vegas is making a call and just telling the refs what to do. I'm just saying there is ties that money leads back to Vegas. Vegas pushes money to the NFL. It's not that I'm saying they're pushing money to rig it or anything like that, but there is ties along the way. It's just something to watch out for. It's something that can happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
On to this next game here. It's a huge point spread. I'm not really a fan of the point spread. Jacksonville versus the Rams. The Rams are -13. If this was 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, I'd take the Rams hands down. The issue for me right now with the Rams is Stafford and the offense line. I mean, the offense line has not looked good over the last couple weeks. They've sort of been getting banged up. That's not what you want to hear going against one of the better DNs in the league. As you guys know in Buffalo, Josh Allen. He's not someone to really be played with on the edge, and he's coming to town. I expect him to be in Stafford's face, and I don't see the Rams covering the 13 points here. So I'm taking Jacksonville +13.
Yeah, that's your first mistake of the day. It's all right, though. We're pretty late in the podcast. This is going to be all Rams. It's going to be a slaughtering. Get-right game. A lot of offense, not much from Jacksonville. Jalen Ramsey probably a pick against his former team. Just a lot of Rams offense. Rams left, Ram right. It's gonna be. I mean, they're gonna ram it down their throat. No pun intended. Absolutely was intended. I just see this to be an ugly score. 37-3 or 41-10 or something like that.
I guess you're right. I mean, you said the same thing about Buffalo, and we saw what happened when they played Jacksonville.
I didn't say that.
I believe you said they were going to beat them up pretty good.
I thought they would.
Mm-hmm. It didn't happen, though.
Who's been right more? Look at your sheet. Who's been right more this year?
On college, me, so F you. All right, into this next game here. Baltimore versus Pittsburgh. I'm taking Baltimore minus the 4.5 on the road. To me, Pittsburgh's just a team that's sort of stuck. They're stuck in the mud. I mean, you can only expect Najee Harris to do so much before you're just going to keep taxing the miles onto the rookie running back you just drafted. I don't think that's very smart of them to do. I heard some stuff this week where, Tomlin pretty much, or someone asked Claypool what he feels that they could do to sort of pump up or, help this team to get going in a better direction. He mentioned, playing music at practice or something just to help them pump themselves up and stuff like that. Tomlin pretty much said that's good for him. I'm the coach. I'll make the decisions. When you start doing stuff like that, I sort of just feel, it doesn't tear your locker room apart, but it sort of creates just that little bit of...
Claypool and Schuster are both idiots. I mean, that's
100%. And Juju learned from AB. Claypool learned from Juju. I mean, it's coming down the line. I like Baltimore here. They got something to fight for, and that's the playoff spot. They're actually going to be trying to get the 1 seed here. It's a tight race there, too. Baltimore minus a 4.5 is a great pick for me.
Yeah, I really tried to battle in my own mind to be contrarian and take Pittsburgh, but just the injuries, Big Ben's got nothing left. I think this is the Pittsburgh I kind of expected to see more. But I mean, it's not fair to say that because of the injuries. That defense would have kept them in a lot more games. But I always thought Pittsburgh was like a 8-9 or 9-8 team. Maybe a last-ditched effort to make the playoffs, but it's not going to happen. They're pretty much dead in the water, and I do like the Ravens to win this game.
Yep.
And win it by minus 4.5.
Let's close out.
Or more.
Let's close out the 4 o'clock window.
Yeah, let's.
San Fran versus Seattle.
Let's get to a real football game here.
It's not going to be this one. San Fran versus Seattle. Seattle's at home getting 3.5. This is going to be my floaties. Safest bet of the week.
Remember, they're out.
No Debo. That's fine. I really like Ayuk and Jennings to come in and keep this offense afloat and keep it going. What have we seen Seattle do the last couple weeks that makes us scared of Seattle right now? Not a thing. What have they done? They lost to Washington. They got shut out the week before by Green Bay. I mean, this is a quality San Fran team that is fighting for something. Seattle is going to fade away, I think, and I like San Fran to just sort of control the tempo of the game and take this right to the end. Yeah, the 3.5 might bite me in the ass at the end of the game. I like San Fran to win this probably by 6 or 7 points.
Yeah, I like San Fran too. Russell Wilson's not healthy. It is scary though to take it as a lock, in my opinion, just because you don't know what that offense is going to look like without Deebo Samuel. I think you have him in a fantasy league.
Yep. I texted you. I texted someone and said my fantasy's done, sitting in first place. Cooper Kupp can't score now. Deebo can't score. Nick Chubb hasn't shown up for me in the last 8 weeks.
But it's just a little sketchy on the San Francisco offense, but I'm just going with Russ being hurt. Seattle's defense is very good, and I think San Francisco is really running the rock good. Mm-hmm. So I like them to,
come out.
Much, kind of pulverize Seattle. Seattle's kind of dead right now.
The Sunday night game here. This one for me was very tough. I almost want to tell you guys to sort of stay away from it. I don't really like this line. If you're going straight against the spread like we do, Denver versus Kansas City in Kansas City. Kansas City's minus 9.5. They were on a bye last week, correct? I don't remember Kansas City playing anyone last week.
Kansas City. Oh yeah.
They were on a bye.
Yeah,
they were on a bye.
Yeah.
Yep. For me, I'm gonna take Denver though. Denver didn't sneak one out. They looked good against the Chargers. Defense is playing good right now. So I like Denver getting the 9.5. Like I said, I really don't like this game. We got to pick them because we pick every game against the spread. Take what you feel comfortable with. I'm sure a lot of people probably feel more comfortable with Kansas City. I really don't because Kansas City's been too inconsistent this year for me. I understand they're coming off a bye. Denver is not playing their best ball right now. But the one thing that Kansas City has done in the past is get gashed in the run by Denver. And if this turns into a running game, Denver plus 9.5 is going to be a safe bet. The thing that scares me is what Kansas City maybe finally realized when they play Chris Jones inside. He is an animal. He shuts shit down. He gets instant pressure to the quarterback. And like I said, that makes me scared, but they move him around. Melvin Ingram's on one side. He's notorious for injuries, so who knows? He gets hurt in the first quarter and they put Jones out there, they're going to get gashed in the run game. So I'm taking Denver plus the 9.5.
Yeah, I like Denver as well. Kansas City's defense has been a little better, and I don't know. Vegas just loves these teams for some reason. They come out and they play a few good games here in a row, and now they're just, let's just hike up the lines again now. And they're notorious for not covering. So I think Denver's got a really sneaky good defense. No turnover Teddy, as I like to call him. Some people two-glove Teddy, some call him Teddy covers. But I just like Denver in this matchup. Could go south quick, but if Denver doesn't match them offensively, but they got that two-headed did Gordon get hurt?
Who?
Melvin Gordon.
He was down. I don't know if he's back or not.
Well, they still got
but Williams has looked phenomenal. He's probably right after Najee Harris looked like probably the best rookie.
They definitely got talent at receiver and tight end, so they can be a good offense. I think Teddy does limit them a little bit as well, but he's just not going to turn the rock over and let those big plays.
And that's sort of the thing with Teddy. Like, with their offense, Cortland Sutton is a big play receiver. You got to put the ball up and trust he's going to go get it. And we don't really see that from Teddy, and that's why you fantasy guys, people that are big into fantasy, Jerry Jeudy's sort of a very good play here in my opinion. Just because Teddy looks for the safe underneath stuff, which is what Jeudy does. He's a very good route runner, gets open and makes plays after he catches the ball. So for you fantasy guys, it's a little information for you there. Anything else?
No.
On to Monday night, 9 o'clock.
I want you to go ahead.
Trace, where are you going to be on Monday night?
I'm going to be at the game. I want you to go ahead and talk about the Patriots. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to put my notes on and listen.
So let's get it going here. New England versus Buffalo in Buffalo. Buffalo is minus 2.5. For me, it doesn't matter. I am on the side of New England, probably minus 2.5, 3.5, 4 points, 5 points in there somewhere. For all you Buffalo fans like this guy that are going to get pissed off, it doesn't matter. Your defense does not play well against physical teams. This offensive line is going to completely shit on your front seven. He's over here doing this. I'm telling you right now, let's look at the stats. You just lost your best cornerback. You haven't been able to play. Matthew Judon is going to absolutely terrorize Josh Allen. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but I really do like New England, and I really have tried to put myself on the side of Buffalo. Where you're playing a game in Buffalo, New York in December. Could be raining, could be snowing, could be 70-mile-an-hour winds. You don't know. For me, New England is just a better team geared up for December weather, and they're playing better football right now.
Josh.
Here we go. Let's go. Give me all the energy.
I got energy.
Let's go.
I just have questions for you that I need answers to. Buffalo's last 9 divisional games. Record, please. Buffalo's last 9 division games. Record, please.
What are they, 9-0?
9-0. Thank you. We run this fucking division. We're going to continue to run this fucking division. That fucking cocksucker. He looks like fucking me. I got a fucking gut, just like Mac Jones.
We're going to get kicked out of the studio.
He's not coming anywhere near Ralph Wilson Stadium. That's what I still call it. If you want to call it something else, go ahead, Highmark.
They're about to open up the passing game on Buffalo. Tracy's going to be on here next week crying.
They're going to stuff the run. Kendrick Bourne, you see his nice little tweet? The little pussy didn't even want to fucking keep it up because he deleted it. He's taking a Snapchat of the Colts Bills game when it was 38-7, singing some song and then laughing. We'll see. Kendrick Lamar, whatever. What's his name? Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick
Lamar.
Bourne. Now
Don't
you got the
care.
dogs barking.
He's an overpaid, overrated piece of shit. That's what he is too. Judon, hey, meet my 6'8" friend Spencer Brown. He's gonna tear your fucking heart out for 4 quarters. Okay.
Then you got
Josh Allen, Mac
on the
Jones.
other side.
No, I want you
Mr.
to
Frosty.
answer another truthful question. Mac Jones or Josh Allen? Who are you picking to start a franchise with?
Mac Jones.
Okay, you're an idiot.
Josh Allen's too inconsistent.
Okay, Buffalo's defense, very good all year. Very, very good all year. Had one bad game when they ran.
Let's see him beat a good team.
When they got ran all over. Star Latule.
What good team did they beat this year?
What
good team did they beat this
block,
year?
Huh?
What good team
they killed Kansas City, and that's my last point. Thank you very much. Lead me right in it. Leading me right to it.
A team with a terrible defense,
the only team
stated.
the only team that the Buffalo Bills have wanted to even
be on the same field as this year. The Kansas City Chiefs, we decimated them at third place.
What happened when
Just
you played the
wait.
Titans?
I'm not even finishing the episode. He can do it. 41-3 Bills.
Number 68, episode 68. You want to pick it back up for me? Episode 68. My number 68 is going to be Will Shields for the Kansas City Chiefs. Pro Bowl, All-Pro, Will Shields, number 68. That's going to wrap up the episode. This has been your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast. Fuck Buffalo.